relaxing, pleasant story time with Pear
And Orange!
Goody. Today I'll be reading you the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Nah, we don't need no stinking book.
Hey!
I know this story by heart.
Do you? Because last time...
Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Goldilocks. She was named that because her hair wasn't actually hair at all, just a bunch of bike chain locks.
What?
And she had a couple of gold teeth that were super tough looking.
What?
Excuse me, Pear. Who's telling the story?
It's supposed to be me telling the story.
And yet, here I am telling it. Anywho, after a long day of keeping bikes secure outside the local elementary school, Goldilocks went for a ride into the woods and came upon a house. Nobody seemed to be home, so she went inside like a total creeper. Inside were 3 chairs.
1 small chair, 1 large chair, and 1 medium chair.
Nope, they were all the same size. Goldilocks sat down in the first chair, and suddenly arm shackles sprang out and the thing came down and clapped on her head, and she realized she was in an electric chair.
What?
And at this point, she said to herself, this chair is too electrified. So she moved on to the next chair.
Oh, good grief.
She sat in the next one, and it was very comfortable until she found a lever on the side, and she pulled it, and it turned out to be an ejector seat.
You are making this up.
Nuh-uh. Goldilocks got ejected up like a zillion feet into the air. Luckily, she was wearing her squirrel wingsuit, though, and flew right back into the house safely so she could sit in the 3rd chair.
I can't wait to hear what crazy thing you have planned for this 3rd chair.
Nothing crazy. The chair was perfectly normal, and Goldilocks realized this chair is just right.
Okay, good. Now we're getting the story back on track.
Now, you didn't let me finish, Pear. Goldilocks realized this chair is just right. Up another lever, which she pulled and got ejected up into the stratosphere.
What?
Yeah, she orbited the Earth a couple times up there because luckily she had her spacesuit with her.
How many suits does this girl have?
And then she squirrel-suited back to the house,
Ugh.
buzzing an air traffic control tower along the way, making a sonic boom right next to them as a prank.
Goldilocks!
So Goldilocks flew back to the house, kept walking through it, and came upon 3 boom boxes.
Boom boxes?
Boom boxes, Pear. You know, from the 90s.
Yeah, I know what they are. I just didn't realize there were boom boxes in the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
There sure are. See, there was 1 small boom box, 1 big boom box, and 1 medium boom box. Goldilocks turned on the first one, and it was playing 90s hip-hop, and she started bugging out to it.
Bugging out to it?
Uh-huh. Then she tried the bigger boom box, and that music was even more bug-outable, and she started dancing like crazy. Girl was out of control, Pear.
All right, now let me guess. She played the 3rd medium-sized boom box and the music was just right.
Nope, she didn't make it to the 3rd boom box. The 3 bears came home, and they were angry. So they ate her.
They ate Goldilocks?
Yeah, because they're bears, and that's what bears do. I did mention they were bears, right?
Yes, you mentioned that there were bears. It's just, that's the end of the story? Goldilocks gets eaten while bugging out to 90s hip-hop?
Queen who had a magical mirror. And each morning, the queen would ask it, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's that there inside the wall?
What?
And the mirror would be all like, that's you, dude. You're the reflection.
No, wait.
And then the queen would get all embarrassed because she forgot that she was talking to a mirror.
Okay,
and then,
now stop!
Hammer time! Oh, 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 oh.
Orange! That's not what the queen said to her mirror. She asked it who the fairest person in all the land was, and the mirror told her it was Snow White.
Oh, that makes sense, because this story's about Snow White, huh?
Yes, and you would have known that if you hadn't called in a drone strike on our book.
Well, I did. The past is the past. Get over it, Pear.
Ah!
Anyway, everybody thought Snow White was the prettiest lady in the whole kingdom. But what they didn't know is that she was hiding a terrible secret. She wasn't really a woman. She was 7 dwarfs in a trench coat.
What?
Yeah, and each of the dwarfs had a really funny name. There was Sneezy, Sleepy, Gassy, Sassy, Flashy, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Rudolph.
Orange, I think some of those are Santa's reindeer.
Right, but they were dwarf reindeer. Duh. Anyway, the rest of the dwarves were named Huey, Dewey, Louie, Chop Suey, Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Fry Guy.
Orange, those aren't the names of the dwarves.
What you talking about?
I mean, where's Doc? Where's Dopey?
Well, you didn't let me finish all 7. Duh.
You've said way more than 7.
Also inside the trench coat was Doc, Dopey, Moby Dick, Dick Tracy, Tracy Morgan, Morgan Freeman,
Now you're just listing celebrities.
Brad Pitt, Taylor Lautner, Dwarf of the Explorer, and Pickle.
What?
The other dwarves were pretty sure Pickle wasn't actually a dwarf, but they were all too polite to tell him he was actually a pickle.
Okay, that's enough!
They had some other dwarf friends too, and their names were...
All right, stop!
Collaborate and listen. Orange is back with my brand new invention.
Oh, Orange, we are so off the rails right now. According to your story, the evil queen is too stupid to know how a mirror works, and Snow White is made of like 100 dwarfs in a trench coat.
That sounds like an awesome story. What happens next?
Nothing happens next, because that's not how the story goes.
Oh, I hope the story introduces more dwarves next.
We do not need more dwarves.
Like Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo.
Those are Ninja Turtles.
Actually, they're artists of the European Renaissance pair. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
All right, does this story have an ending or what? Because you've skipped everything important about the story of Snow White. The woodsman, the poison apple, the prince.
Don't worry, Pear. They're all inside the trench coat, too.
Ugh, fantastic.
Along with a whole bunch of TNT.
That is not how the story of Snow White goes.
Nope, but it sure is how it